Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for the likes, the comments, and for subscribing. In this video I'll be updating you on Twist of Fate. In case if you have not seen the last update I dropped, Rhea was exposed by Prachi as Prachi removed her fake stomach. If you missed it, please go back to my channel and enjoy that particular episode, because from there you will get this particular one. Please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to click on the notification button to be notified anytime I drop a new video. Guess what? Alia is sent out of the Kohli's mansion by Pallavi as doctor showed shocking CCTV evidence. Please subscribe to this channel. Let's go. The episode starts with Rhea telling that if she's lying, then her would-be born baby will be born dead. Doctor comes there and says nobody will die with your lie, Rhea, as you are not pregnant and there is no baby in your womb. He says she has been lying with everyone about her pregnancy. He shows the real report with his sign. Alia says he is a liar. He is lying. Rhea is pregnant and we don't want you to know this. Rhea says we read the report given by you. She says everyone had gone to the hospital. Doctor says it was fake report. Alia says how to believe you. Maybe you have manipulated the report on someone's insistence. Doctor tells that they can change the report on paper, but not on mail. He shows Rhea's report in his email. He says, I received this report before you people came to the hospital, and it is written that Rhea is not pregnant. Alia asks, who are you? He says, I am a doctor. Alia says, this is our family matter. Why did you come? Prachi says, I have called him, and tells that you had gone to the hospital. So I was sure that you would do something. She says she requested the doctor to come here and read her real report. Alia says you are making fun of Rhea's pregnancy and asks everyone to kill her at once rather than killing her every moment. Rambia asks Alia to let them talk and says when Rhea is questioned, you are answering, and asks if I answer when someone questions Prachi. Alia asks Pallavi to stop Rambia. Pallavi asks why shall I stop him? He is right and tells Alia that she has lost her dignity. Rhea says, Mom. Pallavi asks her to shut up and asks her to answer Prachi. Rhea says, when everyone announced me as guilty, then what shall I answer? She says Prachi has done an amazing setup and brought a doctor who is brought by her. Doctor says, I came here to tell the truth, and tells that he brought the CCTV footage. Gang, gang. He shows them the CCTV in which Rhea is offering him money to hide her fake pregnancy. He says, if I was a sellable doctor, then I would have been sold by your money. Rhea says Prachi is not pregnant. She is lying. She says, I am pregnant. Prachi removes the belt showing her fake tummy from Rhea's clothes. Rhea is shocked. Everyone is shocked to see her fake baby bump. Prachi asks if you want to say anything. Doctor says everything is proved now. Rhea says Prachi will be responsible for my death and goes. Rambia holds Prachi's hand and asks her to let Rhea go. Alia asks if Rhea does something to herself. Shahana goes behind Prachi. Pallavi tells Alia that she don't expect this from her and she don't want to fall to her level by arguing with her. Rhea goes to her room holding kerosene can and locks the door. She thinks why nobody is coming. Come and save me. She thinks if someone comes out and looks outside, she thinks nobody cares for her, even before her death. She says they used to roam around them and used to get scared with her threat. But now, she thinks if she pours kerosene oil and lights the matchstick, to scare them. It can catch fire and can be dangerous for her. Really? She thinks to pretend to hang herself and thinks someone will break the door and will save her. She then thinks if nobody saves her, then she will die. She then thinks to act to cut her wrist with the knife. She thinks whenever she did this, she was successful. She hears someone coming and pretends as if she wants to die. As Rambia is not with her, Prachi comes to the window and asks her not to do this and says, I love you very much and will give you Papa's love. She apologizes to her from Rambia's side. Ria asks, where is Rambia? Prachi again. Prachi, don't annoy me this time around. Shahana comes there and asks if you really want to commit suicide. Ria cuts her wrist lightly, shocking them, and says she really wants to die as there is nobody who loves her. She says she don't want to die and blames Prachi for snatching her love from her. She says if Rambia had stopped me, then I would have stopped. She says he don't care for me and says he doesn't want to see me and I can't live without seeing him. She says he ended everything and now don't care for me. Prachi says, I care for you. Shahana asks Prachi to go and call Rambia. Prachi goes. Ria asks, do you want to write your name on suicide note? She opens the kerosene oil. Alia says, if we don't get anything right, then we have to twist the finger. Pallavi shouts, enough! And says, I tried not to talk to you, but you are making it difficult for me. She says, we have accepted Ria in front of our guest and called her as Rambia's wife and his would-be baby's mother. She says, what Ria and you have done to us. She says, you have enmity with Prachi, but what is our fault? She says, you didn't think even once what we will feel when the truth comes out. She says there is no excuse of cheap doings and asks her to shut her mouth. Vikram says if you have been like Abe, even a bit, then you would have been happy. He says you didn't have family due to this. He says just as Abe went in coma, you have taken over all his business. I never saw you going to office as your entire concentration was on planning, plotting, and extortion. He says you couldn't become a good mother, sister, aunt. Alia says, I didn't ask you for a reward, so don't talk about me. Dida says, you didn't fulfill your relation with your son. Pallavi says, I don't want to stoop to your level by arguing with you, but I have to make my hands dirty to clean my house. She asks her to get out of her house right now. Oh my God. Please, I need to repeat here because it is interesting to hear Pallavi say so. Dida says you didn't fulfill your relation with your son. Pallavi says, I don't want to stoop to your level by arguing with you, but I have to make my hands dirty to clean my house. She asks her to get out of her house right now. Vikram asks her to leave. Aryan opens the door and says he can't overdo what she has done. He breaks his relation with her. Alia says, have you lost it? Aryan says, I chose you than chosen dad, but I couldn't be with you as you was with Ria. Alia says, Aryan. Aryan says, we shall leave the relation incomplete and says, I can't see my mother's face this way. Pallavi says, Aryan has values of his mama, Abe, and he has good values as he is like his father, Purab. Alia asks if everyone is done and says, I will not stop here, where people don't want to see Miro. She says she will talk to Ria later and goes. Prachi comes out and tells Rambia that Ria is trying to cut her wrist. Rambia says she has done this before also, and that's why this thing has happened. He says she will not do anything. Prachi says if she does anything, then we will repent. Rambia says you will repent. She takes Rambia with her and asks Ria to open the door. Ria says Rambia don't want me to leave, and that's why he is not saying. Prachi gives her sweat to Rambia and asks him to ask Ria to open the door. Rambia asks Ria to open the door till he counts 5, else he will leave. Ria opens the door and comes out. Prachi hugs her. Ria pushes her and goes to hug Rambia. Oh my God. In fact, I'm speechless. Let me continue. She thanks him for saving her life and says she knows that he is angry, but soon his anger will go. She says, I love you, Rambia. Rambia looks at Prachi. Prachi looks on. Ria asks Prachi not to come in her room and says, you have broken me emotionally. She says, if you were not in my life, then my life would have been something else. Prachi goes. Shahana goes behind her. Rambia takes out Ria's clothes from her cupboard and packs it in the bag. Ria asks, why are you taking out my clothes? Rambia says, I can kick you out of my house. Ria asks him to listen and asks him to stop it. Rambia says, I am doing this so that you don't do drama. She falls down on the ground while trying to get her bag. Prachi asks Rambia, what are you doing? And asks Ria to get up. Ria pushes her and she is about to fall. Rambia asks Ria, how dare you to push Prachi? Rambia asks Ria, how dare you push Prachi? Prachi says, I am fine. Ria is hot. Rambia says, if you are hot, what would have happened? He says, you all were right, that Prachi didn't have mind. But she has a big heart. I don't understand why she loves you so much. He says, Prachi loves you, but you hate her. Ria says, I don't want to hear how much Prachi loves me, but want to hear that you love me. Rambia says, I don't love you. Ria says, you are lying. You love me, and asks him to say that she is not the girl with whom he used to spend the time. She says they were best couple in college and asks, didn't you dream to leave, and asks him to say truly, as she will not give him a chance to lie. She asks him to swear on his baby and say she keeps his hand on Prachi's stomach and asks, didn't you love me or dreamt to live life with me? Rambia says, yes, I loved you. I dreamt to live life with you. He says, my love ended when you asked me to act to love Prachi, then break her heart, and then you will come to me. He says, while acting to love Prachi, I fell in love with Prachi and then realized that I never loved you. He says it was just infatuation. He says you couldn't felt Prachi's love ever. He says there is no girl like Prachi. You came with him to Bangalore. He says Prachi doesn't manipulate or lie. Ria says you accept that you loved me and Prachi came in between us. Rambia says it is difficult to make you understand or also difficult to understand her. Rambia says he would have never gotten married to Ria. Rambia says, your soul, heart, and you are fully corrupt. He says, I can't explain to you much, and says, please leave my house. Ria takes her bag and walks off. Pallavi says, it was tense day. All the evils have went. Truth has come out and everyone's blindfold is removed. Vikram says, it was hectic day. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and come back for more updates from your favorite Z Word series.